Okay, let's unpack this fascinating deep dive into a color that's, well, far more complex than you might imagine. We're talking about purple today. You know, that blend of red's dynamism and blue's serenity.
Hmm.
It hints at this really broad spectrum of influence.
Exactly. And our mission today is to explore how purple uniquely impacts mood, emotion, perception. What's particularly profound, I think, are its deep roots, both historically and right there in your own brain.
And that's where it truly gets mind-bending. Purple isn't even a real color in the way we typically think about it. Our brain actually invents it.
Mm-hmm.
How does that even work?
Yeah, that's right. So unlike colors with a specific continuous wavelength, like, say, violet you see in a rainbow, purple is non-spectral. Your brain receives signals simultaneously from both red cones and blue cones, and those are at opposite ends of the visible spectrum. There's just no single wavelength for purple.
Huh. So to bridge this kind of unique perceptual challenge, your brain cleverly bends the conceptual spectrum, almost like into a circle. And it effectively invents purple just to connect those far apart signals.
Mm.
It's like your brain is going, okay, I see red, I see blue, I need a bridge here.
Precisely. And this neurological fabrication makes purple incredibly unique. It lends it this inherent otherworldliness, which aligns perfectly with its associations with magic, spirituality, the divine, that kind of thing. It really raises an important question. If your brain literally creates this color, does that make its impact on us even more potent? Or maybe just more symbolic?
That's a really profound thought.
Mm.
Does it make purple somehow more symbolic, otherworldly? Exactly. Because it's a mental construct, not a direct wavelength. It makes you think about purple's fundamental composition, right? That energetic passion of red combined with the calm stability of blue. This blend gives it an incredibly wide and often kind of contradictory emotional range.
Yeah, and what's fascinating there is how this duality allows purple to be both calming and stimulating, warm and cool. It can promote mental balance, but it also embodies complexity. It's this very made-up nature, perhaps, that gives it that mystical quality we sense.
And its positive impacts are just numerous. It often fosters creativity and imagination.
Mm.
You hear artists talk about finding inspiration in its mystery. It also symbolizes wisdom and spirituality, linked to the crown chakra, that energy center associated with higher consciousness. Purple can even convey calmness, reducing anxiety, maybe aiding sleep. And historically, wow, it represented pure luxury and power. Tyrian purple, for instance, was so expensive. Apparently, it cost its weight in silver in ancient times, which led to these things called sumptuary laws, basically strict rules about who could wear what, and wearing purple without permission could be punishable by death. Can you even imagine dying for wearing the wrong color?
It really underscores just how deeply power and status were tied to something as seemingly simple as a shade of purple back then. It's quite something. However, despite its incredible positive allure, purple also carries negative associations in some cultures. Intriguingly, in parts of Europe or Brazil, wearing it outside a funeral is considered unlucky, linked to sadness, mourning. And it can also convey arrogance, maybe instability, or even poison and evil in certain maybe non-Western contexts. Like in that unsettling horror film, The Color Out of Space. So that inherent otherworldliness can easily flip, you see, from divine to disturbing.
That duality really highlights its power, doesn't it? And tracing its historical journey, I mean, purple was exclusively reserved for Roman emperors. They were famously born in the purple, right? Because it's so rare, it constitutes a fortune. It stayed this super elite color until synthetic dyes democratized it in the 19th century. Suddenly, anyone could get their hands on it.
Yeah, and its contemporary significance is really striking. Today, it's widely associated with femininity, the LGBTQ plus community, and even courage, like the Purple Heart military decoration. It's also been embraced as this symbol of liberation and charisma by icons like Prince and David Bowie. They really cemented its place as a color of, well, rebellion and individuality.
So what does this all mean for you listening? Purple is far more than just a shade you see. It's really a multifaceted psychological tool, shaped by both its unique neurological origin and centuries of evolving cultural meaning.
Right, so maybe a final thought to leave you with. Given that purple is literally a mental mashup created by your very own brain, how might that change your perspective on its enduring power, its capacity to influence emotions and perceptions all around you? Think about it. A color you essentially invent, yet it holds such universal sway. It's fascinating.